Hi folks, Nathaniel here at Chicago Music Exchange. So recently I've done a lot of Les Paul videos. It's been a lot of fun. And that is because we recently had the largest collection of Les Paul custom shops here at the store. And it was a huge honor to do that. But as you can see here, I think we've gone up another level. This is extra special. Not just one, there are two collector's edition Kirk Hammett 59 Greenies in the building. It's quite, remarkable. This is unbelievable that I'm sat with two of these. So these, of course, are from the recent Gibson Custom, very, very limited run of only 50. And quite an important thing here, both of these have very low single-digit serial numbers, which is very, very cool. They have beautiful Brazilian rosewood fingerboards and have been artfully aged and painted by Tom Murphy himself to replicate the original Greeny. So they also come with a great aged case, and I like this a lot. It pays homage to the owners of the actual guitar itself, starting with Peter Green, onto Gary Moore, and of course now with Kirk Hammett, which is a nice touch. I like that. So the original Greeny is quite famous, and rightly so. It was, of course, owned by Peter Green of the original lineup of Fleetwood Mac, which was used on their first 4 albums with songs such as Oh Well, one of my favourite guitar riffs ever, Albatross, one of my favourite songs ever, and of course Black Magic Woman. In 1970, Gary Moore and his band at the time, Skid Row, opened up for Fleetwood Mac, and both Gary Moore and Peter Green became very good friends. And eventually, Peter offered to sell his guitar to Gary. And Gary Moore had an SG at the time, so Peter said, look, sell the SG and just give me whatever money you make off that. So Gary sold his SG, and he gave £100 to Peter Green for the Greeny Les Paul, which is mind-blowing. So Gary Moore, of course, will go on to use that guitar throughout his solo career, and of course with bands such as Thin Lizzy. So we thought we'd have to give a little tip of the hat to Gary's solo career. We did a little snippet of Parisienne Walkways, and in his Thin Lizzy days, the guitar was used, of course, on the Black Rose album, and probably my favourite Thin Lizzy song is Waiting for an Alibi, so we thought, why not? We'll do a little bit of that.
Got a book shop, and what he takes he gives for what he's got, and what he's got he says he has not stole from anyone. And it's not that he don't tell the truth, or even that he misspent his youth. It's just that he holds the proof, but you know something's wrong. For an alibi, wait just to catch your eye. For an alibi,
unfortunately, Gary Moore had to part ways with Greeny in 2006 due to financial problems. And the guitar found its way into many private collectors' homes and whatnot, until 2014, Kirk Hammett of Metallica came along and bought it. And he's used it extensively on tour and in the studio. So I actually had the pleasure of watching Metallica here at Lollapalooza in Chicago, just in the summer gone. And they were brilliant, by the way. And it was a huge honor to see Greeny live in person. It was very, very cool. And of course, Kirk uses it on, he used it on Nothing Else Matters, Fade to Black, and of course, Seek and Destroy. Now, the tone of Greeny is every bit as unique as the history of the guitar itself. So, legend has it that Peter Green, he wanted to emulate Eric Clapton's sound at the time. So very early in his career, he removed the original PAF neck humbucker, took it out, tinkered around a little bit, put it back in, but put it back in accidentally out of phase with the bridge pickup. Hence, the out of phase sound in the middle position, which sounds great. Now, when Gibson were recreating this guitar, they went to unprecedented levels, actually. They went really, really in depth to try and recreate the out of phase sound with the pickups. A lot of work went into it, and it sounds amazing, so credit to them. Now, obviously, I've only seen these guitars in magazines and, on the internet, and little did I think I'd ever actually get to see one in person, let alone two in the same building and get to play and jam on them. So this is crazy. Again, we have 2 in the building here at CME. It's unbelievable.